Good morrow, my lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard. I'm Laura, and this is a recreation video. As I said in my intro, this is a recreation video, and more specifically, what I mean by that is, while I was in Paris, I recreated Daniel Preda's Instagram photos. Not all of them, of course, but I did choose 5, and while I was in Paris, I recreated 5 Daniel Preda photos from Instagram. This video is inspired by a Joey Graceffa video series where he also recreated people's Instagram photos. To be even more specific, this video was inspired by his video recreating my boyfriend's Instagrams. This video highlights Daniel's beautiful Instagram photos and just shows you what artistic talent he actually has to offer, along with a playlist of all of his recreating photos videos. Just know this video is not going to be a recreation of a Joey video, it's going to be Laura doing one of Joey's ideas. So without further delay, let's get started. Let's talk about the photos that I chose. The first photo that I chose was Daniel at the Eiffel Tower. My nose disappeared with this photo. Okay, that's better. First photo that I chose was Daniel at the Eiffel Tower with a gorgeous full bouquet of pink roses. I went into this wanting to almost exactly mimic the photo as far as the pickles concerned, and I knew that I wanted to change a few things. First off, I didn't want to get roses, I wanted to get tulips. So what'd you do? With this photo, I went into it knowing that I wanted to get tulips instead of roses because I like the tulip emoji more than I like the rose emoji. So I looked all over for tulips. Our first few days in Paris, we looked for a flower shop and then found one just a little bit ways from where we were staying. I'll pop in the name of the flower shop down here because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but the lady was very nice. However, she did not have full bouquets or big bouquets. She just had a small little bouquet of tulips, which was fine with me because that one tiny little 5 tulips cost $7. Well, €7. So technically almost $10 for 5 tulips. I can't imagine what they would have charged for a bouquet of this magnitude. So I was very happy with my 5 tulips, even though they weren't as voluptuous and beautiful and shocking as the ones that Daniel was holding. So my friend Sarah and I purchased the tulips and we head off to the Eiffel Tower. We accidentally look at the metro wrong, so we end up at the Louvre and have to walk the entire distance from the Louvre to the Eiffel Tower, which was a trek and a half. There's a lot of construction going on between one point and the other, but we did get to see the Lock Bridge. Sarah had never heard of the Lock Bridge. So the day that we actually did all of this, we were supposed to go to Versailles, however Versailles was closed due to a working strike. So last minute, about 1 p.m., we got out of the apartment and went to do the Eiffel Tower photos. And of course, to see the Eiffel Tower for the first time. So once we made it to the Eiffel Tower, I was so disappointed. Why was I disappointed? Well, because it was closed. It was closed for renovations, and honestly, it looked like we had time traveled back in time to when it was being built, because there was scaffolding all along the side. This garden area that's in front of the Eiffel Tower completely blocked off. We just finished with the Daniel picture.
I'm so fucking tired, guys.
We walked so far. We carried these for a very long way.
The entire way. And now I'm going to have my Monoprix sandwich.
But we made it to the Eiffel Tower. One thing about recreating these 2 pictures is that the park in which Daniel took these pictures is closed for renovation. So we had to find a different location that was sort of the same angle. There's just no way to get to this exact location, which made me so sad because I was like, at least I'll have the exact location. Nuh-uh. So we walked the perimeter until we found a similar bench. There were a lot of benches that were the same color, but they didn't look exactly like this one. And then finally I found one, but we couldn't get a good angle on it. There was just a lot going wrong with the recreation of this one photo. It was after sunset, so we didn't have much light, and it just seemed like everything was just not coming together for this photo. But we tried. We tried, even though the angle was different, even though the bouquet wasn't as big, we tried. Quickly got the photo before the sunset. So enough gabbing about what went wrong. Blah, blah, blah. So enough gabbing about what went wrong. Here's the final photo. I'm honestly very happy with it. I chose a hat very similar to his. I chose a pair of slacks that were very sleek and nicely pressed. I wore my coat, which is a fitted coat. It's actually a Disney coat, but it's very fitted around the waist, and it was my absolute favorite thing to wear while I was over there. Can't really see it, but I'm wearing a crew neck gray shirt, which is sort of a nod to the color of his suit. And I'm holding my bouquet. However, the person taking the photo did not tell me that the bouquet needed to be down more, but that's alright. I made the photo my own. It was the most comfortable position that I was in, while still recreating his basic pose. And as you can see, I was a little bit further away from the tower than he is, simply because the gardens were closed. But of course, working with what I had to work with, I'm actually super, super proud of this photo. The second photo that I chose to recreate, I'm not going to go into all the details because this one partners with the last one. This is just a photo of Daniel holding his words. This is just a photo of Daniel holding his bouquet up to the Eiffel Tower. So with the help of my photographer, I held that bouquet up and held it up to the Eiffel Tower, and she adjusted my hand in like a million different centimeters until we finally found the perfect spot to take the picture. And honestly, his lighting's a little bit darker and more muted, and mine's very honestly, his picture isn't as vibrant as mine, but my tulips were just so bright pink that I just felt bad toning it down. So anywho, here's that photo. As you can see here, it is Daniel's photo on top and my photo on bottom. My recreation of his photo. You can still clearly tell it's the Eiffel Tower. And of course, it's my tulip bouquet instead of the rose bouquet. But we got the angle fairly accurate, I think. And I don't know, I'm happy with it anyway. The third photo that I tried to recreate actually took 2 days worth of adjusting and trying to get things right, and I'm still not 100% certain which one I like better. For number 3, I chose a photo that actually wasn't taken in Paris. I'm pretty sure this was taken in like Jersey or New Hampshire or something, but it was just so cute that I had to try to recreate it. What I didn't take into consideration was that it was going to be winter in Paris, and it was very hard to find a location that looked similar. However, we went to the Palace of Versailles. On the way to the palace, there were walkways, and the walkways had trees on either side and a pathway down the middle. This was my chance. This was my perfect location. So I was dressed in a red skirt, a black lace top, and a beret, and I tried to recreate this photo. See how with this one it's a bunch of trees and it's straight down the line and Daniel's in the middle? Well, I tried this with my first outfit, which was the red skirt, a beret, and a black lace top with my coat. This was my result the first time. And while my hand positioning is correct in this one, I'm not so sure about the colors and just the way that I look in it. I'm not 100% happy. I really like the depth though. I like the trees. I like the green in the grass. I think in contrast, it does look very similar. However, at the time of taking it, I wasn't 100% satisfied. So a couple of days later, we went back to the same location and we took this photo. This one doesn't have as much depth over the head. It's got more area around my shoulders. And actually, that effect that you're seeing, that like blurred gray effect on this photo, is because I had a business card for the best burger place in the world, by the way, PNY Burgers. There's a little pin in that. Go there if you're ever in Paris. But anyway, I had their business card stuck inside between my phone case and my phone. So it created like a fuzzy texture over the photo. And it was also pouring down rain this day. This is actually the outfit that I wore to go inside of the Palace of Versailles, and we had winds so high that they closed the Versailles Gardens, which actually was where I was going to be taking another photo that I scrapped from the whole look, because the Palace of Versailles Gardens were the only ones that I wanted to take that photo in. I do love this photo as far as like, it looks cool, and it looks different, but it's not quite as vibrant as the other one. This one is very vibrant. It's got that pop of color. It sort of reads spring where Daniel's reads fall, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that contrast. So I'm almost positive this is my final picture, but we have the two to choose from. Let me know down in the comments which one you thought was a better representation of the Daniel photo. This one or the foggy photo. The fourth Daniel photo that I chose to recreate was actually one that I'm almost certain was taken in his actual home and not in Paris, but he's wearing a top that looks like a striped PJ top, and it's got a little pocket in the front, and it just reminded me, honestly, it reminded me of those $40 Palais Royale pajamas that are available, except in blue. And I have similar pajamas, they're just not the Palais Royale ones, they're just a generic black and white pajama top. And since it's Paris and black and white stripes are kind of one of the stereotypes, I chose to recreate this photo. This one right here. It's simple, but it's really pretty. And I thought that I could very easily recreate it at our Airbnb. So I tried. So this was the only selfie that I did. What I did was I took this thingy and I suctioned it onto the window that overlooked our street. And I had it facing inward with this attached to it. Like that. And then put my phone here. And then I put my phone on a timer and took the photo. It took me a couple of tries, like flipping it back and forth to get it 100% right as far as the tilt of the head and stuff, but I think I got pretty close to it. So let's take a look at my version. Here we are, the Laura in her natural state. I woke up that morning and I did my makeup and I threw on this pajama top specifically for this photo because I was so determined to have at least 5 photos. So this was taken our last day. I got up, put my makeup on, put this shirt on, and then quickly changed into my outfit that I was wearing for the catacombs. But I think this is one of my favorite ones. This is really pretty. I don't usually say that about photos of myself, so for me to say this is really pretty, I've got to thank Daniel, because if it wasn't for him, I would have never posed this way. I would have never been this close to the camera. I would have never done that slight little mouth open or looked so deeply into the camera or tilted my head that way. Just like the entire way that I'm posed, I would not have done that by myself without trying to recreate a photo. So thank you, Daniel, for giving me the inspiration to make myself feel pretty. It's not quite exact, I know. I don't have his deep brooding eyes. I don't have pretty much anything that he has, but working with what I got, I think it's a cute picture. Now we've come to my absolute favorite photo, the final photo, number 5, the absolute last photo that I'm so super proud of, like so super proud of. And actually, this was the first photo we took. Everything else pales in comparison to this photo because I feel like we got it 100% accurate. This is the photo that I recreated. It is Daniel standing at the Louvre with his little beret and his coat, and it's just so adorable. Like, I love this photo. But right now, I'm going to pop in a really quick vlog that Sarah and I did right after we recreated the photo. And it kind of gives you an idea of just how meticulous we were with trying to get everything exact. Okay, we just finished up taking our first Daniel picture.
The detective work that went into finding exactly which corner and which wall it was is insane. They all look the same. Go figure.
They all look the same. But we finally found the right angle, and we're in Paris.
We're not dead!
So happy we found the right angle, but here is our final shot from today.
I'm pretty proud of it if I do say so myself.
Only like 10 more to go.
Right, 10 more.
One funny thing about taking the picture at the Louvre was that I stood on one of the platforms that looks over the pyramid just to see if we could get a good angle from there. And while I was standing there as still as a statue, multiple tourists took pictures of me. They just took pictures of me posing in front of the Louvre, which was so funny. As I said, we tried to get absolutely everything exact. We held up two phones. We had my phone and her phone. One phone had Daniel's picture on it, the other phone had my picture on it, and we kept going back and forth trying to get it exactly in that location. I don't know what was going on in Daniel's photo. I don't know what angle it was taken at. We tried so many different angles. Like, so many angles. But we finally got what I think is an almost perfect shot. There's one difference. You see that bar straight ahead? Like, straight up from my finger, that black bar? I have no idea what that was. We were at the Louvre. We were looking in what we thought was the exact same position that the photo was taken at, and that black bar was nowhere to be seen. We hopped up on top of things, we stood on things, we crouched down. It was just nowhere to be seen from any angle. So I'm not really sure what that was. We think it might have been like one of the barriers or something. I have no idea. But we couldn't find that. But other than that, I think we got the location pretty on point. And if it wasn't on point, we at least got the right angle from a different angle, if that makes sense. It's a courtyard, so different parts of the courtyard look similar. With that being said, here is the last photo that I recreated. I'm not as perfect and skinny and handsome as Daniel, but I think it looks cute. I didn't mean to look so angry in the photo, but when I'm trying to do a relaxed, stern face, it just comes out kind of mean looking. I am very proud of it though. My pea coat and his pea coat look very similar as in comparison to the way that the collars pop and the buttons are placed. Like, as far as styling goes, I'm also very happy with the styling in this photo. I was wearing my black knit beret instead of a regular beret. So that was an artistic liberty that I took, but otherwise I think we did a pretty darn good job finding the exact spot. Like, you can just see the slopes are the same and the little things are the same. Like, I feel like this is my best one out of the 5. So out of the 5 photos, I believe this one is my favorite. I was super excited to do this video. I was super excited to do these photos while I was in Paris because I knew that this was something that I was going to enjoy doing and that I hoped that you ghosts would enjoy seeing. So that was me recreating Daniel Preda's Instagram photos. If you would like to see me do a series on this like Joey did, please comment down below and leave a like so that I know you actually enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it. I can totally do this with other people's photos too. I'd love to do it with Joey's photos. I may not be able to go to the exact locations like I did with these, but I will try my best to recreate them the best way possible, especially if they're like studio photos or something. Like, I think I could have a lot of fun making this into a series, like maybe once a month. So if you really enjoyed this video, be sure to tell me down below, or at least leave a like so that I know you enjoyed the video. thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Bye.